Well, we just put new doors a couple weeks ago on the old Dodge here, and it's got my first chance to make a video here with my little helper. Come back over here, Meredith. Eventually, we're going to be taking off the doors and sticking them on that cab once I get it painted and done. And I got new front fenders for it too, inners and outers. But I figured I'd show you how some of this worked. Pretty simple. You take out the bolt right here and the plug, which that plug can be a barrier to get out of the chassis right there. Most of the time you're gonna break it, but there's 4 little tabs right behind the grommets to pull it out, and bolts, and that's it. The only reason you see that paper towel right there is because I cannot quite get it adjusted correctly, or either that or the switch is wore out where it won't shut off the lights without being there for right now. The air set works fine, so it might be the switch from being 20 years old. Get down there for a second. But besides that, it wasn't too bad. I got these gusset plates. I'll post links in the video and on the comments for where you get door hinges off of Amazon. And this right here is a real nice kit off Amazon. I also got new bottom latches that go bad on these trucks quickly. As you can see, they're brand spanking new. And the back doors are easy as far as you just line these right back up with how the factory went. Pulling this plug out, you're pretty much gonna break it. There is a tab on the back there, but you pull this plastic out and it's still a pain to get out. I ended up rerouting that a different way, and it don't leak nothing, no road noise, no nothing, how I did it with the rubber going in there. But everything works fine and shuts fine. And I was supposed to, and the first time I've ever had the bottom of the door latch ever since I've had this truck, which is pretty neat. And everything shuts as it should and lines up pretty good. Took a lot of adjustment to get that correct. And then you also got to adjust this piece over, which I did not realize until I spent 30 hours on one door trying to get it correct before I realized this moved and fixed my whole issue. And ignore how dirty the inside of the truck, outside of the truck is. It's been getting worked in a lot, and I took the body panels that was out of this thing and stuck them in here for right now until I do the full cab swap, because they're a lot nicer, and that cab's been sitting on a junkyard for 20 years. But yeah, same thing over here. And I had to change the hinges, which I found you don't buy the hinge kit off of O'Reilly's or eBay or Amazon. You want to buy the full hinge if you're going to replace the hinges, because the aftermarket kits suck. They'll have more slop in them than they do what wore out with just the pin change. They make the LMC truck, which you can get through Amazon too. I'll post the link. Has a full new hinge with the spring, everything brand new, galvanized coated, where it won't rust. They're not much more money, and that's a big time savings. A lot easier to switch. Highly recommend going that way. That's what I'm gonna do on the new cab. I will never use a pin kit ever again, because that's how bad they were. I'll buy hinges. But other than that, I put new mirrors on it that were heated and whatnot, and power, which I've never had that on here before either. Made a lot work. They're like 65 bucks a piece for that. Not too bad. But yep, besides that, everything works fine. And my big helper here, she helped me get a lot of it done. As far as getting them up on the truck, you really need 2 people for the front doors. I used a transmission jack and the motorcycle jack. Okay, it's motorcycle jack with a Harbor Freight transmission jack, the one that used the impact to go up and down with it. That's what it used with a foam pad to raise the doors up and down and adjust them how I needed. You can do it that way. But besides that, it's a 2-person job unless you got a tractor or something to run a strap through there and hold the door up while you're lining it up to try not to scratch them. You can take the window motor loose and drop the window down. No big deal, and put it right back together, and you won't mess nothing up. Which is how I did a lot of it. But yeah, the jack worked great, and the rear doors, you can do recommend using a jack or something, because it's really easy when you're trying to line them up. Just smack the door off the cab right here. Really easy to do. But besides that, it's not terribly hard. As far as the speakers go, like most of you guys got to get rid of the stock amplifier and the wire around that. I'll see if I can somehow post a link of the video I used to find the wiring diagram on how you switch that around to get rid of the stock amplifiers and make aftermarket radio speakers work and shoot power to the back speakers. Apparently she's ready to go for a ride. But besides that, that's pretty much it. And as I do this cab swap and everything in the future here, I'll try and get more videos out for guys to show how it goes. I mean, basically, if you're gonna pull these fenders off, you're literally only like 4 more steps of pulling the cab and switching it at that point. The dash, I had to dash out of that cab, I think in literally 15 to 20 minutes. It was gonna take longer leaving it in there than what it was to literally pull the cab out, pull the dash out. I mean, I literally pulled the whole entire dash. Everything's plug and play, and like I think there was like 8 bolts total holding the whole dash in, and the steering column is pulled out. It's much easier. It's a lot easier than what you think. Now, if your dash is all cracked to shit, like most Dodges are, just plan on you're going to buy a new dash for about $400. That's just how it is. I mean, if you're going through all this work to fix up one of these trucks, what's $500 more? You know, at that point. That's about the gist of it.